Since humans could run, we've been trying to run faster than the other humans. When we domesticated horses, we gave them funny names and raced them. When we invented the car, we invented the NASCAR. And when Eric Baroni released a cozy game about abandoning city life to live on your dead grandpa's farm, we injected old save data into the character creator screen to marry the town doctor in less than 2 minutes. My name is O, and today we're breaking the indie farm life sim, Stardew Valley.
Break your game.
A podcast for speedrunners who dare to ask, why not?
Dear Diary, the valley is so peaceful today. The ocean calls to me this morning. I can hear its salty siren song.
Hey Elliot, I found you this duck feather on the floor. Do you want it? Here you go. Okay, bye.
Who are you? And they're gone. Dear Diary, the farmer still eludes me. They often come by to replenish their crab pots and...
Here's a lobster. I found it in the garbage. Do you want to be my boyfriend? Okay, bye.
Dear Diary, my relationship with the farmer has been odd. They only come by to bring me fish.
I used a rain totem and talked to the guy on the beach. Here's a necklace. Marry me. Okay, bye.
I guess this is my life now. See you in 3 days.
And time. So you're probably wondering, how do you speedrun farming? I'm not Monsanto, and honestly, yeah, a lot of runs don't involve a lot of farming. There are quite a few different categories that get run, but the most popular ones involve getting down to a certain level in the mines, completing certain bundles in the community center, or getting married as fast as possible, or as I like to call it, the U-Haul category. Runs are separated into glitched or glitchless, and there's a lot of difference between those two versions. For example, getting the movie theater without glitches takes around 2 hours. With glitches, 9.5 seconds. In this case, glitches involve taking save data and pasting it into the character creator to warp directly to the win condition. People do this with marriage, too. Some glitches have survived through updates, and the developer, Concerned Ape, has a bit of a cheeky relationship with runners. If you use the wizard Statue of Illusions to change your name to an item ID, which is a well-known glitch to spawn any item into your inventory, you'll get a silly little message chastising you for cheating from Mr. Key, Grandpa, or CA himself. As far as glitchless runs go, it's a lot of math. Figuring out the most efficient ways to level up your skills, grow and sell your crops, give liked and loved gifts, stuff like that. The community has created a massive amount of spreadsheets and tools that can help with anything from predicting what will be in every geode based on your game's seed, to following a pattern to get clay in every spot you hoe, making it possible to get the upgraded backpack on the second day. Task runs have even found a way to control the weather by taking an exact number of steps throughout the day to manipulate the RNG. There's also a substantial min-maxing community who are interested in completing certain tasks in as few in-game days as possible. Recently, it's been very popular to try and achieve 100% perfection before year 3. Take that, Grandpa, there's no way you aren't proud of me this time. Perfection was added in the 1.5 update, and every major update adds new potential runs and strats, and sometimes the explosive ammo for the slingshot gets nerfed, and you have to figure out a new way to blast through the mines. A fundamental part of running Stardew is a technique called animation canceling. It's a debug tool that lets you skip the animations for using your tools, letting you chop down trees, break rocks, or to land a lot faster. There are lots of guides available online for this, but essentially you have to press 3 buttons at once every time you use the tool, either by remapping the keys to your mouse buttons, which is what people usually do, or programming a macro. Some of the runners I've talked to have compared Stardew to Minecraft, which makes a lot of sense. There are YouTubers and streamers out there like WallyGug, Shawnee2, One of Sparking, and, of course, Unsurpassable Z, who make whole channels out of finding interesting new things to do in Stardew. How fast can you put Lewis's shorts in the soup at the luau? How fast can you turn your children into doves and divorce your wife? How fast can you get 4 hearts with the wizard to get a statue of trans your gender? The lovely thing about a game so open-ended is that there are basically infinite ways to run it. Infinite world records to snatch up, infinite bragging rights. Runners suggest joining their Discord server if you want ideas and advice, but give things a shot on your own too. Maybe you'll invent the hot new run, cook and eat a shrimp cocktail % or something. But you don't have to take it from me. Who better to ask about Stardew speedrunning than the Haboob? He has 19 different runs on the speedrun.com leaderboards, 7 of which are current world records. He was on the winning team for Concerned Ape's Stardew Valley Cup, and he once spent 44 real-life hours getting every in-game hat. How did you discover Stardew?
I was just watching on Twitch and it became very hot very quickly, and I saw it and I was like, oh, I would enjoy this type of game, so I just played it. I was also very into watching speedruns, so it's like after I played through it once, I'm like, I wonder if there's a speedrunning community for this game, and there was.
What do you think makes Stardew a unique game to speedrun?
The Stardew runs aren't optimal. Like, our most optimal run is our Mines 50 category, which is, 9 minutes long? And that's just because it's such a simple category that you can't do anything else in. I think the actual routing process, because of how Stardew is such an open game, it's similar to Minecraft in a way where no run is the same. It's a random seed every time. It's a random world. You have to adjust on the fly. The general concepts are the same, but it's different every time, and you can use some really weird tech that we have, especially with some of the new spreadsheets and programs that are being developed to like help us estimate what our RNG is and how we can abuse that.
The first thing that I saw you run was hats percent.
1.3 hats percent was enjoyable. 1.4 was just a nightmare. There's so many more hats in the game now, and then the living fiber hat is like a 1 in 100,000 drop chance from scything fiber. It took me 4 hours to get that hat alone. I've also gotten the hat in a speedrun before, but it's like I've only gotten it 3 times out of 4,000 hours of play. It was day 1 of 1.4 being released, and I was like, oh, let's start a new challenge run. I start up the file, I get it, I'm like, what is this hat? We just look it up, and it's like, oh, okay. And that run, I think it was supposed to be a money challenge run, but the seed wasn't good, so I had to rip the file. But I still have the actual the hat on the file. I just haven't gotten rid of it. It's just iconic at this point.
What would you tell a casual player who's looking to get into speedrunning Stardew?
Do your own route first. Enjoy planning it. I think running the game is less enjoyable than actually routing it and then running it. So it's like, you don't need to go for a record time on your first run. Just route the thing. If it's not optimal, who cares? You can improve it on your next run and the run after that and the run after that. It's fun routing it.
These speedrunners have hundreds of hours of experience interacting with the citizens of Pelican Town, so it's time to settle the question once and for all. Who is the best romanceable character?
Ooh, Leah, hands down.
Casually, I'm still gonna say Shane. I'm just biased because I'm a speedrunner. Shane's the fastest person to marry. Casually, on my first file, I married Abigail, if that says anything. Somebody always has a favorite no matter what, so you're not gonna please everybody.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you say Shane, that's the only wrong answer. I could even get behind Haley if I'm feeling particularly good on a given day. Shane is the only wrong answer. I think Abigail's the best. She's got great cutscenes. I think there's a lot of other good candidates, but man, Abigail, dude, she will just always have that place in my heart. Only villager I've ever like actually married. I've married Shane and Maru for speed runs, but I mean, I divorced both of them within 5 minutes after that, so...
There's a lot you can tell about a person based on who they choose to romance, even in other games.
I have a run on Hoonie Pop.
No shame. I 100% of the game back in the day.
It's a good run. I'm just saying. I play it for the puzzles. That's it. I swear. But Aubrey, best girl. Just saying.
Okay, so who do you go for in Stardew?
Oh, Haley.
Oh my god, you absolutely have a type.
I do. I 100% do. Like, I have no shame in it. People call Haley boring. They just haven't gotten past like the third heart cutscene. Everything changes at that point.
So, even the speedrunners can't agree. Guess we'll never know who is second best behind Emily. Thank you so much for listening to the very first episode of Break Your Game. I have a lot of thank yous to get through before I leave you, but I cannot wait to continue this series. First of all, I'd like to thank Heather Kirby and all of my classmates in RTA104 for being the reason this thing exists in the first place. Thanks to Tim and Marshall for letting me use their wonderful voices, and a massive thanks to all the runners I interviewed for this project. The Habu, Unsurpassable Z, Stork, Raya, and finally Black Heartwings, who you didn't hear in this episode, but who gave me some really valuable information and was just a great person to hang out with. If you're interested in hearing more of this series, we have a Discord and a forum to suggest topics for future episodes. See you later, gamers!